episode was great. Okay, so it had fan service, it had tentacle, hentai, almost subliminal rape scene, but the freaking sayings. Okay, heads will roll, and then you got freaking Asuna saying, oh, I only just broke into the girls' locker room, snuck in there and looked through all their belongings in the locker rooms, and hid in a locker. Why are they so mad at me? And then you got the freaking just completely intimate scene right at the beginning of the episode in the middle of a fight with Asta and freaking Aringa is freaking just... Oh man, this episode was hilarious. It really was. And the plot, okay, the plot wasn't really that far out there, yes. It was mainly just getting to see how White Robin is. Getting to see her character, how she interacts, and seeing the progression of her character between Asta. So, I think this episode was a good character development episode. It was a lot better than previous episodes, and it managed to entertain me a lot. Really a lot. I was laughing half this entire episode. I mean, it was just so funny the way they put in sexual innuendos in this episode. It just managed to make it funny. I mean, usually when you see a tentacle, you know, just hentai scene like what we saw in this episode, you'd probably just be like, oh, okay, here's cliche crap again. But this, the way they handled it in this, and the way they had it just so freaking funny with the animation, it kind of reminded me of Strike Witches a little bit. But at the same time, the way they managed to implement moe quality and kawaii faces, and then they trolled me. They trolled me twice. You do not do that. You can troll me once, fine. You don't troll me twice in under like 2 minutes. For one, what I'm getting at, if you don't realize what I'm talking about, is freaking Ringy's face, White Robin's face. Now, freaking her mask breaks. I was under 100% conclusion that was Rengi before her mask just shattered when Asuna saw her. And then we saw a different face. I'm like, who the hell is this? Asuna was the same way. I was like, so I got trolled. So the entire episode, I thought it was going to be Rengi. And so like, oh, okay, that's shocking. That actually got me there because I thought it was going to be very obvious. But then, all of a sudden, literally in the bathing scene, they show it that she's wearing a mask underneath a fucking mask. Are you serious? You wear a mask under a mask. And I got trolled again. You don't do that to me, anime. You don't do that to me. This anime gets 100% win towards me. To be able to troll me twice. Be able to give me laughs. Being able to use freaking hentai tentacles along with just intimate scenes. This episode's freaking awesome, especially one of my favorite lines of this anime season. I so far like, heads will roll, heads will roll. That was just, I love this episode. It was a really good episode. I hope Sekai Seifuku continues this trend of just great quality. Now, it's really hard to take seriously, like I said, beginning a couple reviews back, about how they're trying to conquer the world. I really don't see any world conquering at the moment, but I do love the entire character interactions with each other. It really makes this show just so freaking hilarious and funny. And then just, I mean, the way Yasu is just getting scared at the end. He's like, oh my, they're scaring me. And when you have the boss just saying, hey, you better be strong, you might not survive tonight. It's just... There's some great lines in this episode. I will say, they got some decent freaking lines. I love this anime for that. And I cannot wait for next episode. Really, I am actually hooked to this series now. After this episode, I see some freaking great potential in this series for being a comedy. I know comedy shouldn't be what this anime should be really focusing on, but it manages to actually implement that really freaking well. So, that's cool. The animation style was lacking in certain scenes, but it was still beautiful in others. Now, I do feel like the music did suit. I love the entire action, feeling like choir music. When you see the freaking tentacle monster, squirmy, slimy Taco, or whatever his name was, or Taro. So that was hilarious the way they named it, Squirmy Slimy. That was weird right there. And then they have the choir music in the background, like a badass moment happening. I was like, what the hell is this? Why do you put a freaking choir music in something like this? This ain't even freaking epic. But they managed to turn a scene like this into something like, And then one of my, another favorite moments, see, I love this entire episode. I have a lot of freaking favorite moments in this episode, was the freaking Hosta slamming his head against the desk. He's like, ah! Just, you see his head face palm. I mean, that was awesome. I definitely saved that clip because that is going as a GIF, and I'll probably have it in my video right now because that is just absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen Sekai Seifuku yet, you need to go see it. This is a funny episode. It has had its rough episodes, but this episode definitely won me as a watcher. The only way I will be willing to drop this show now is if they do a complete complete 360 degrees and completely destroy any development they've had with the characters or anything. So I feel like this show is finally on the right track it deserves. Yes, the plot is still needing to form, but I think it's doing a great job. And so, can't wait for next episode. Tell me your thoughts on this episode. What do you think about all these different aspects of the episode I really thought were freaking awesome? Y'all wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please stay safe. Chibi out.